Hi there and welcome. This is Mr. Dodd. This is just a short presentation talking about in-text citations. Most of you are in the middle of your research process and you're probably getting ready to put together your outline, then eventually move into the rough draft. So we need to start talking about how do you actually cite the information that you've collected on your note cards within your paper. And that's where in-text citations come in. You're going to see on the slide in front of you here that using MLA, in-text citations in your writing. MLA, Modern Language Association, is just one way to do in-text citations. There are others, but this will be the one that we focus on right now. So the first question to kind of ask is, what exactly is an in-text citation? So we're going to return back to the research paper example that we've been looking at this entire time. So this is that printing press paper that you got a copy of, and then we started going through and taking a look at it and kind of breaking it down to see how it all works. The two things that I have highlighted here are quotations that have been put into the paper itself. So this first one, former president of St. Olaf College, Mark Edwards Jr. explains, Luther would have just been one more reformer in a small area if it had not been for the printing press. Martin Luther became the bestseller throughout the empire. He outpublished all of his Catholic opponents. And you can see this is a direct quotation. Starts with a quotation mark right here, and then it ends right here. And then you get this funny little part that's in parentheses. This is your in-text citation. What this is, it's telling us where did you actually get this information from. You're citing, that's where the word citation comes from. You're citing where this information came from within the text. That's why it's called an in-text citation. Down here, you're going to notice that after this direct quotation, that was from Professor Robert Kingdon, you've got another in-text citation which is written inside these parentheses, and it just has a page number here this time. So we need to start figuring out exactly what are we doing with these. How do we get them put in there? How are they supposed to be formatted? But the overall general thing you need to understand is these are showing where exactly did this quotation come from, what source did it come from. So the best way I have found for you to figure out exactly how you need to format these is by looking at Purdue's online writing lab. So I'm going to open up our course, our Moodle course here, and this is the front page of it. So we're going to go into the research paper section, and then we're going to scroll down here until we get to where we have our link to the Purdue online writing lab. Now you can also search in a Google window for this. Just type in Purdue OWL, O-W-L, and it should take you there. But once you go into this, you're going to notice there's a ton of information here, and you could spend a long time going through and looking at all this stuff. The stuff that we've used primarily up to this point has been this MLA works cited information, if you have been looking at this, because this is something that you can use for your source cards. But now we're going to pay attention to this one right here where it says MLA. Apologize for the bell. It says MLA in-text citations, the basics. So when you click on that, this is going to be kind of wordy itself, but it's good information for you to go through. And as you continue your academic career here at Mount Vernon, you're going to become really familiar with this. And I guarantee you that when you go into college, that there will be many colleges that will refer you back to this Purdue online writing lab. And you'll get very familiar with this information on here. So the basic idea here is, and I'm not going to read all of this word for word, but the basic idea here is these general guidelines, the source information required in parenthetical citation. It's a fancy word for in-text citations. They call it parenthetical citation because it's just that stuff goes in the parentheses. Depends upon the source. You know, is it a print, a web, a DVD? And it also depends upon the source's entry on the works cited page. So the stuff that you've written on your works cited page has to match up with the things that are going to be in the in-text citations. If you have an author and a page number, this is one way to do it. One quotation, Wordsworth stated that romantic poetry was marked by a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. We have Wordsworth, the person that actually said this, stated in the sentence. So in the parentheses here, all we need to do is just put in the page number that it came from. You can also start noticing the format of this here, that you have the sentence in your paper. You close the quotation mark here. Then you put a space and then the page number within parentheses followed by the period. Notice that the end punctuation, the period, actually goes after this stuff in parentheses. This is considered part of the sentence at this point. So it goes after it. Get used to doing that. Another way that you can do this is, it says romantic poetry is characterized by the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. Now notice this time we didn't put Wordsworth's name or the author's name within the sentence, so we need to tell people who actually said this. So we put the last name and the page number in the parentheses followed by the period. A third way that we can do this is if we don't want to use a direct quotation, where this direct quotation, spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, if we want to paraphrase this entire thing and put it in our own words, then we can do that. We can say Wordsworth extensively explored the role of emotion in the creative process, and then we just put the page number in the parentheses because we already said the name up here. All of this information here actually links up to whatever is on your Works Cited page. So if we are looking at our Works Cited page here, we go all the way to the end and we look at this Works Cited page. This information needs to link up with this information. Hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, be sure to ask questions while you're in class and I'll be happy to help you with that. Other information here. This talks about in-text citations for print sources with a known author. It's very similar to the things we have here. I'm going to skip down to where we don't have an author, because this is going to be a common thing for those of you that have a lot of internet sources, such as websites, anything like that, that does not have an author. So what you do here, it says when a source has no known author, use a shortened title of the work instead of an author name. Place the title in quotation marks if it's a short work, such as an article, or italicize it if it's a longer work, such as plays, books, television shows, or entire websites. And provide a page number if you have it. If you don't, you just leave it off. So you can see here they have their quotation, they have the information. This is actually a paraphrase combined with a quotation here. And then what they have done is, since they don't have an author, they just simply take the title, a shortened version of the title, Impact of Global Warming, and put it in the parentheses at the end. Now they did have a page number here, so they put that in, followed by the closing of the parentheses, and then the period. If you don't have the page number, you just leave that off and it would just simply be Impact of Global Warming. And again, what this does is it links up this citation here with, if you flip all the way to your Works Cited page, you're going to see that this is the article that this is pulled from. The impact of global warming in North America. They didn't want to write all of that out, so they shortened it up to just Impact of Global Warming. Has the quotation marks around it, just like it does down here. This one did have a page number, so they put it in there. But again, if you don't, then you go ahead and you just leave the page number off, but you still do put the title of the article. This is just a basic introduction to how to do this. Obviously, you're going to come across lots of different sources, and you're going to have to figure out exactly how do you need to put that information into in-text citations. You're going to need to look at sources such as this, the Purdue Online Writing Lab. You can see there's a ton of information here about how exactly do you cite different types of things. And you're going to have to look at it. I'll be more than happy to help you in class, but I want you to get into the habit where you're going to start being a little more self-reliant and start taking a look at this on your own so you can start figuring these things out. This will be a skill that you use year after year here at Mount Vernon, and then as you continue on into college, you're going to do the exact same thing. So get comfortable with the process, and I wish you luck. And again, please let me know if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to help you.